Hello everybody, welcome back, or thanks for joining me today at Mind Over Metal, where I am learning to make jewelry from the beginning. Today I'm going to continue cutting out a couple of these circles here because in a few lessons she mentions that having some smaller circles will be helpful for the earring lesson. Last time I cut out these two circles here, which I was pretty apprehensive about. Let's see if I can grab one. But it went really well, and I'm very pleased with the two circles I have. So I'm going to go ahead and make two more, and then depending on where we're at, I might move on to the next lesson, which is going to be making that square with the inner square cut out, which will also involve, I'll probably use the Dremel next time, but that is in the lesson, so I'll have to find a way to mount the Dremel and all that. But for now, I'm going to keep it simple and just go ahead and stick with making two more smaller circles. Alright, so she said that it'd be good if the circles were 8 to 10 millimeters in diameter. So I'm going to go ahead and use my ruler down here and set my dividers to 5 millimeters. A little bit better because I know I'm not always very clear through this microphone, so that's something that I'm going to invest some time in later today too, as well as figuring out how I'd like to make my first video of my first week or so of progress. But alright, so let's see, I'm going to use this far in, so that seems like a pretty good spot. As you may have seen in previous streams, is just going to give the dividers a place to anchor into so that when I'm moving my piece of metal, it's not going to slide around, which will help my circle to be more accurate. So I'm going to anchor that guy in my little spot here. I find these pretty tricky to hold, but I'm sure I'll get the hang of it. I'm going to spin my metal. Going around one more time to make my line as clear as possible. Oh shoot, maybe not because my divider slipped out of my little hole. I might need to start making that a bit deeper. Or let's see. So there's my little circle here that I'm going to be cutting out next. Alright, so the lesson I learned last time, which was, it was that instead of going in and then kind of cutting over at an angle, it's actually okay to just go over at an angle straight away into the circle, which makes perfect sense once you think about it, but you live and you learn. And now I know, because I actually broke my first saw blade trying to get that corner into, I believe it was, it was probably this one here. Yeah, and then when I watched her do it again, I saw that she actually does just kind of, go in at a diagonal. So I've lubricated my saw blade, and I'm going to go for this circle here. notch in my bench peg here. And I'm going to make a notch in my middle. There we go. And I'm going to move it over to the side here, and then kind of diagonally make my way over to my circle. Hit myself with my glasses. Alright, I'm gonna wipe away some of the dust so I can stay on track. There we go. Alright, got a little off track there, but here we go. Smaller circle is turning out to be harder than bigger circle, which makes sense because the tighter curve, you know, is a little bit more prone to showing the mistakes. Blade down. It keeps being not as scary as I expect it to be, which is nice. Alright, definitely gonna put these on the to order list. Alright, let's Let's see if I can open. Oh, there we go. Good. I didn't close it too tight that time because I did in the past. Those back where they belong. And time to get this new one in here. Alright, so the little teeth are facing downwards in this direction, which is what I need. And now I'm sorry, it's a little out of view down here, but basically I'm gonna wiggle this into my lower one. I'll loosen it a bit more. Part is where I'm going to have to be a little bit out of frame too, but I'm going to basically compress it in this direction, pushing the top of the saw frame into my table here, and that's going to allow me to have some tension on that blade. So get this lined up in here so that I can tighten it down when there's some tension on there. Alright, tighten it a bit. Now I'm going to push with my chest into the frame, into the handle. Tighten. Ooh, that's always a little bit painful. Alright, and we've got that nice sound here. It's not really nice, but you know what I'm saying. Alright, I'm going to lubricate this guy. And back to it. Wipe that away while I'm here. Yeah, I'll try and show you. It's going okay. See if that's good. Not really. It's alright, I'll show it when it's all done. We'll get into position. relax. I'm letting the saw do the work, and it is actually much easier with this newer saw blade, so carrying on. Too bad. I would say it needs a bit of work, but overall I'd say that's pretty okay. I think that's workable, is what I would call that. Workable. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and do another one of those. Start a little stack over here. And I'm gonna go kind of over here in this corner now. And looks like if I go there, I would imagine I would have enough space. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark that, and then double check. Oh yeah, that'll be plenty of space. Yeah, we'll just go with that. I'm gonna make my center divot even more significant, deeper this time, so that hopefully dividers don't slip. That one's a little bit better, right over here. Stick this in here. And here we go. I'm gonna twist that around. And I'm gonna go around one more time. Here we go. There we go. There's my next little circle right next to my other little guy here. Lubricate the blade. This is starting to look a little bit gnarly. It started out looking, you know, just like the rest of this smooth stuff in here. But as the brass is starting to build up, it's starting to look a little bit funky. But, you know, part of the game. There we go. And I'm going to start on the shorter side here. Alright, starting in my notch, start at an angle until it sort of bites. Oops, a little further. There we are. Back over to the side here. Keeping it loose, starting at an angle, straightening out when I'm going, and I think I was pushing a little bit too hard last time, so I'm going to try and go a little bit easier this time. Alright, gonna wipe away a little bit again. Here we go. Fuzzies on the blade. I don't think that's going to be that bad, but I'll still... Seems bad to clog up the blade no matter what it is. The circle's going pretty okay. No complaints. Gotta wipe again. There we go. Whew, starting to get that forearm soreness already. This is also tricky because right now I have the smaller piece of the metal on the bench as opposed to the opposite side, so it's a little bit harder to like leverage that so that it's easier to cut, but it's still going okay. Another saw blade. Shoot. Alright, well I'm definitely gonna have to order more of these later now. So it seems like the tight corners are really the issue. Alright, well, good to know. Learning a lot. Bummer. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find out where the best place to order those is, but you know, we'll find out. So something that I read is that these saws are actually designed like this to go shorter in this direction so that you can use the broken off saw pieces. But that feels a little bit more advanced than where I'm at right now. So I don't think I'm gonna do that, but I might move it over here and try that later. Alright. Another saw blade. I was just checking if those go from smallest to biggest. Yes, it looks like they do. So I'm gonna have to do this side. This side goes down, this side down, and then stick this guy in the bottom. I'm gonna do it so you can see maybe. I'm gonna align this guy in the bottom here. And rest this one on top here. Alright, sorry, I gotta bring this down here again. Alright, we're looking okay here, so I'm going to tighten down the bottom one. Hold on to that. Tighten this down. And, alright, so now is the part where I'm going to compress like this with my chest. There we go. Try to make it through the rest of the circle without breaking the saw blade. Let's find out if I can do that. Oh my gosh, I'm already stuck. made it back to the, part where we're actually cutting again now. Alright. Still doing okay. I'm getting a lot of resistance on the upstroke, and I'm not sure what that's about. Not loving it, but let's see. Add a little bit here because I'm not totally sure what that scraping is about. Alright, I'm not. Oh no! Oh! I did it again! Oh no! I turned it while I was in because I was trying to figure out what that feeling was. Oh gosh, guys. This is... Alright. I guess I can't finish cutting out that circle without breaking a saw blade. Alright, but I am going to try the thing this time then with just using the other part because that saw blade is still so fresh. So I'm going to open up my backbone here and bring this down until it aligns here. This might be too advanced of a technique for where I'm at in my, jewelry making find out the hard way. Let's see. Tighten this here. And same thing again, where I'm going to apply the pressure. And tighten it down. Yeah. Maybe a little bit more pressure actually. Okay. And now the saw is like all tiny and stuff, so let's see if this works. Let's see if this works and how we feel about it. Can't be any worse than the other saw blades I've broken. Alright, just making my way back through my last cut. Here we go. Alright, back in business, let's see. Like flinching every time I hear some kind of crack now. Having to hold it a little bit further out on the pin right now because with this shortened length, that guy is hitting up against the bench pin if I have it too close. So that's why it's a little bit further out this time. over here. Come on, there we go. All right, so that worked okay. With the shortened saw blade, it was a bit frustrating with the knob kind of butting up against the bench pin, and having that more limited range was a little bit odd, but overall it was nice to not have to get rid of that saw blade because it was still so young. And here's my other little circle. There is a little knob at the top, kind of like the other ones, which I'll probably practice filing on later to get those perfectly round. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with this. I stayed on the outside of my line that I made, except right over here, I'm kind of right on that line, but that's okay, because that means that the circle is still there. So like, yeah, I wouldn't have to lose any of the size of my circle to get it perfectly round for filing, which I think is pretty good. That being said, I do feel done with circles for today because that was a bit frustrating. So I think I'm going to move on to the cutting out a square portion of this lesson, which is actually the next lesson. So I am going to go ahead, grab my iPad, pull up the third lesson, and see how she gets this square started. So I'm going to throw up my Be Right Back screen, get that set up, and then we'll take a look at that. I have taken a look, and I'm going to get my iPad into position back here. There we go. So once I get repositioned here, there we go. So basically, the next steps involve making sure that we have a completely straight edge along one of our pieces so that we'll have a base on which we can make a perfect square. And I'm thinking I might use this right here because it is so perfectly square sized. Or I suppose I can cut my square out of my rounded corners. Let's just go with this one, because I can still cut a couple circles out of this area here. So what I'm going to do first is actually involving the file, which I have not put the handle on yet, which is not ideal. So what I think I might do is actually use some of this tape here and wrap it around this until I feel, or rather until I have the opportunity to put the handle that I purchased onto this file. This file is a particularly large one that my boyfriend had, and I have purchased a handle, but they're a bit tricky to get on and I've never done it before, so I might wait on that one. Let's just start with this much. Alright, I guess I cannot rip it. Nope, that'll probably go with the saw blade. Nope, not there. Alright, I'm gonna be right back again. I have to grab scissors to cut through this tape. Just a moment. Alright, here we go. I have cut through this. I've got this length here, and I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it around here. Start a little bit tighter. Alright, that's a little bit more comfortable. Still not ideal, but it should do the trick. Alright, since I said I was going to work on this, I'm going to work on making this side here completely flat. And the tool for that I'm going to need is my angle tool. So I'm going to go ahead, I think it might be down here. Quick warning for sound. This drawer sucks. Right, here it is. Quick warning again. Oh no. Now we're stuck. There we go. My bad. It's over. Let me just close these guys up, put them away. Keep the little tips safe. Oop. There we go. Slide them down here. Same with this one. And these two I will keep out. But I will put the cap back on here. There we go. There we go. So I'm going to take a look here. side here. And let's see if I can show this here. I'm sliding it up. And you can see there's a bit of light coming through in the middle there, so I'm going to use the file to flatten out this top side. Let's move this guy out of the way for now as well. So it's not clear to me what the difference in the two sides of this file are. So you know, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna rest. Alright, let's just see how this feels. So I'm only applying pressure on the push because that's when the file files. Or I think she said that they would get clogged up if you do it on both, so. And now, for no real reason, I'm going to try flipping the file over, seeing how that feels. Alright, that's different. Alright, I'm gonna stick with the other side. That side wasn't feeling very good. Awkward. Well, it looks a bit flatter to my eyes, but let's go ahead and see what this says. Well, it's certainly better, but I'm still seeing a bit of a divot in the middle here. So I'm going to check that one more time. So it looks like I also have to take a little bit more off the left side here. So I'm actually going to flip this over, grab my file again, and get started. looks nice. Alright, let's try a different technique. So I've seen her do it where she holds it like this, maybe? You know, I'm okay with this still. Oh, shoot, yeah, that's fine now. Yeah, that's a little tricky because this is so thin right here that this little part was bending. But it's not ideal. But I'm gonna keep trying to get this part straight because I'm gonna use this top corner. Flat. Let's see. Alright, so that is perfectly flat. Let's try this way. Shoot, so that is the one that I was, yes, this is the one that I was filing down. If I test it this way, hey, that's pretty good. That is actually reading as totally square, so this is the edge that I knew was flat, which I know is not perfect because it does have these cuts in it, but when I line this up and bring it in here, slide it up, it is square. Maybe you can tell. That little gap is gone now. So I'm thinking that it is, you know, it might actually be quite nice to just do this side while I'm at it as well. Do that. That makes sense. And while we're here, I'm going to add a bit more tape, but to this bottom part because when my finger butts up there, it's a little bit uncomfortable. Try and just focus it down here. I'm gonna hold on to that and just really tug that over here. And that's already a bit better. There we go. My little improv temporary file handle coming along nicely. So that's the side I just did. Yes, this one here. Though that's still quite scratchy. It's alright. And now I'm going to move on to this top side here. You know, I think I might, because this part is pretty off here. So I could potentially snip that off. Or I suppose I could cut it off with my saw. So let's see if we can do that. Definitely doing some things wrong here. Blade is stuck. There we go. Blade is not stuck. So the tricky thing is this is moving. So I'm going to try and pin this down here. There we go. That's better. While I try and get through this way. Here we go. Almost there. Alright. That is gone. Alright, and I think I'm going to try and cut through this guy here as well, while we're here. That little piece, but I'm sure it'll turn up later. Quick peek. Oh, there it is. There we go. Alright, now I've got that freed up so I can move my file freely. Alright, again I'm going to apply pressure on the upstrokes. I'm going to test this on my square and see how we're doing. Alright, so let's see if I can show that. There is a bit of light coming in on the left side there. So I need to lose more on this side here. Don't like using the side there. Alright, let's see if that made a difference. A bit, but there's still a ways to go. do not think we are any closer than we were. Let me keep going. Alright, I think that's a little bit better, but I still have a bit to go. I'm gonna try a different technique, which is holding the file in my left hand and actually moving the piece of metal. Alright, already a little bit dangerous there. See how that's doing. Oh, okay. Interesting. So it seems like I actually shaved a little too much off using that method, so maybe that's not great. So actually finding it's a bit bowed now. So I have to lose in the middle here. So just getting it back to flush basically. So I'm going to try to apply really even pressure. See how that is. Okay, closer. Closer, but still needs more. Yeah, so I can tell when I set it against this here, I can kind of rock the piece of metal very, very slightly like this. So yeah, definitely know that there is not, perfect square here. So I need to keep going a bit. Closer. Alright, so that's really close. I just need to take a little bit more off of this side here, and then I'll have a very nice square. Oh shit. I put too much pressure on the front of the file when I did that last one and I slipped. So now I've taken way too much off there, so I'm gonna have to file a lot more to get that even again. Shoot, it's okay. It's good learning. Okay. Let's see where we're at. Okay. That is actually pretty good. That looks very square to me. Let's see what happens when I do that. That looks good. That looks good to me too. Alright, so now I've got this is a perfect square again, which means I can carry on to the next step in the process, which is going to be cutting a square out. So I'm actually going to go ahead and check back in with Estona really quickly. Pop my AirPod in here so I can hear what she's got to say. I'm just gonna watch for now. Oh, so it's gonna be 15 by 15. Perfect. I'm gonna stretch my hands while I watch the next steps. next part is a 15 by 15 millimeter square, and she cuts in from one side and then cuts in from the next side. And then, alright, now she's showing how she's going to file it. How we basically just filed. Alright, gonna do the pause there, gonna keep doing my stretching for a little bit. Gonna stretch out my back as well. Whew. Alright. Oh, roll those shoulders. Crunchy. Alright, so the next part involves making a 15 by 15 square with my dividers. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out the ruler and my dividers. Oh goodness, didn't see that guy there. Alright, I'm going to tuck that in a slightly safer location in here. Up here, and basically I'm just gonna go, we gotta open a bit further. A little tighter. Alright, we are well aligned on the 15. I'm happy with that. Adjust my posture really quickly. I'm just going to tuck my legs up under me. Alright, and now I'm going to go ahead and mark, because I know both these lines are square, or rather this corner is a square. Ooh, that's making me nervous all of a sudden, but I know it's square, we just checked it. And I'm going to put this on my bench pin here, and I'm going to make my 15 by 15 line. Shoot. Alright, so I was making a mistake there, which was apparently if I push in on these, it'll make them less, or it'll move them, essentially. So I'm going to remeasure that. I suppose the best thing to do would be to measure against this here. Shoot, that's not a great start for this. That seems pretty good. And so I cannot press in at all. Shoot. ideal start, but I'm feeling okay enough to actually, go ahead and get started. I'm going to do just the tiniest bit more filing here, just because I had a few sort of stragglers, a couple little bumpies. There we go. Alright, so that's not ideal, but it's going to be what it's going to be. And I'm going to go ahead and start cutting this line here. I'm going to keep using my short saw blade till it breaks, I suppose. And alright, so I'm going to go ahead and make my notch. There we go. Alright, and off I go. That line's a little bit to the right. I keep correcting and then going to the right again. Alright, this is not great. I'm officially too far to the right of the line, but I'm gonna finish off this square anyways. It'll be good practice. it's time to lubricate. It's getting a bit sticky. Wow, that is a bad line. Whew. Keep going though. It'll be okay. I can do this as many times as I need to. Alright, well I'm not too mad about that. I made it right to the end, and then the broken saw blade broke. So, overall, pretty solid. Alright, let's get that little piece out of here. There we go. Let's get the top part out of here. Alright, that one's always a bit tight, so I'm gonna go down here and use my apron. There we go. There we go. Alright, on to yet another saw blade, everybody. I'm still using the 2 zeros. That's what I saw was best for this gauge of brass that I'm using. Alright, so the teeth are facing this way. I just checked. And now I'm gonna have to unscrew this in the back as well. Shoot. Alright, I have to set this down. There we go. I'm gonna extend out my frame. Recheck where those teeth are. That's correct. Wiggle the bottom guy in here. And the top guy in there. I'm gonna give the frame a little bit more space. Everything is properly aligned. Gonna tighten this down here. Oh shoot. Alright, let's tighten this back one up first. That's what I should have started with. Honestly, I might make it a little bit smaller because I think if it's too loose, that's probably not great either. Like, if it's not holding on to as much of the actual part of the blade, I think that could be a vulnerability. That's really just a guess. So, sorry if there's no truth to that whatsoever. It's just a feeling that I'm getting. So I'm just gonna make the little adjustment. There we go. That's better. bottom one tightened in. Now for the part where I put some tension on it. Shoot, did I really? No, they flipped! The saw blade flipped and now my teeth are going the wrong way. Alright, one more try. Get them in right. There we go. It's gotta be it. Okay, here we go. Now we're in business. And I am going to press that in and tighten. Alright. Should be good. And flip this. Get ready to cut in across the other way. Making my notch. There we go. Now over to the right here, and I'm going to keep on sawing. Completely at an angle. Oh my gosh, guys, what is happening? I have to practice sawing straight lines. That is something I will be doing soon. Oh no! Oh, it broke. Alright, I don't know why it was going so well for the first part of these tutorials. Like, how did that even happen? A piece just came clean out the middle. That can hardly be me. I mean, my goodness. My goodness. It's not a good sawing day for me. Alright, we're gonna try this again. One more. Really flying through these now. Not great. Here we go. Loosening up my bottom screw here. Sliding that in here. That tightened up. Opening up this guy here. Shoot, tightened it without adding the tension. And pressing in, tightening. Alright, so I've done nothing differently from the last few times that I did this successfully. Alright, trying again. Oh, you know, this actually does look a bit funny. Where it's coming in here, could that be an... no, see, it looks kind of the same. I'm just gonna keep going. I don't know what the problem is. It's too loose? I don't think so. Alright. Oh gosh. Start at an angle. Real loose. Loose and easy. No pressure at all, basically. Shoulders straight, everything relaxed. Alright, that is officially the worst line I've made to date, but at least the saw blade's not broken. So we'll count that as a win. Disaster. Oh my gosh. Nothing about this is good. It's gonna be the worst square in the history of jewelry making. It's okay though. It's only my first one. I think it's allowed to be bad. What matters is I'm doing it. Alright, we made it through. Saw blade is still intact, everybody. that is very far from being a square. That much I'm sure of. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna try filing these down. And just see how close I can get that to a square. So she was showing us to hold it so that you can always see the line that you're filing down to. So for me, that's on this side. And I'm just gonna hold this here at this angle and just watch. I'm trying to fix my awful line here. It's a little bit tricky to know what pressure to go at because I've never done this before, obviously. So I'm still adjusting. I'm kind of experimenting each time with pushing harder, pushing less hard. Alright, you know, this might actually be a salvageable situation. It's gonna be close, but let's see. I'm just gonna keep working down the really messed up side. Alright, I'm gonna check this in my square. Alright, so I would need to lose a little bit more on this side here. again. It's better. It's not perfect. Let's check here. That one's good. That one needs to lose a little bit off of that side. Alright, that's doing good there. That one's good there. Alright, and this is the one where I need to take a little bit off of this side still. I'm gonna flip it like that and then try and get some off like there. A little bit more. Alright, just a little more. Checking over here because that's where I can look into the light. Alright, a little more. So I need to lose some of that side too. We're just so close. needs to lose a little bit on this corner. Alright, so I'm actually pretty pleased with the squareness of all of these sides. And now I'm going to just check the measurements with the caliper and see how close I got to those 15 millimeters that I was going for. Just gonna adjust that, try to dial this in here. There we go, 15. Alright, so I'm actually not quite. I'm at closer to 14. Well, that's not great. This one is alright. That's pretty close. Alright, so two of my sides. So it's a rectangle, but it's very, very close to being a square. And you know, overall, considering how bad my cuts were, I'm not too upset about that. And I learned a lot about the breaking saw blades, and this was also my first time filing. So overall, I'm pretty pleased with that, and I think that is where I'm going to call it for today. Before the next time I stream, I think I'm going to try to practice doing a few more circles and some straight cuts, just get to the bottom of that. You know, how I tend to drift to the right side while I'm cutting, and then try and do a few more circles, and maybe try the square again, but who knows, maybe I'll stream those as well. But either way, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've learned something or enjoyed yourself or got something of your own done, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day. Thank you. Bye-bye.